Cloverfield takes the typical kaiju style of movies like King Kong, Godzilla, or Pacific Rim, but instead uses a false found footage approach to tell its entire story, in the style of Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity, or Record. While these individual elements aren't original, it is a novel idea to bring the two together. There is typically a human side of the story in many of these kaiju movies, but it's less common to get the perspective of the average citizen that are usually there just for the sake of getting killed. Who knows, there could be something interesting here. No, of course not. Why would I ever expect a good movie? It's a very by-the-numbers monster movie with characters that are so bland and boring. There are a few neat things here and there, but it's just so dumb. And despite being incredibly short, it's only 85 minutes long, but then subtract another 11 minutes just for the credits, and it's barely over an hour long. But it feels like it goes on forever. This movie sucks. The story of Cloverfield starts off with friends throwing a going-away party and filming it as a gift. And it goes on and on and on. This stupid party lasts 20 whole minutes of the movie. And again, it's a really short movie. Literally 25% of the entire film is spent here. I'm sorry, I was here for this. I didn't come here for this. It would at least be bearable if the characters were good and the dialogue was well written, but holy hell, this is exactly what you would expect from nobodies whose whole purpose is just to get killed in a monster movie.
Jason, there's something totally weird going on with Rob and Beth.
What are you talking about?
I'm serious, they're right outside.
Hud, not now.
Okay, I'll check it out.
You never even called me, Rob.
Go and bring some guy to my party?
You haven't talked to me in weeks.
Hud, man.
Sorry.
What?
I got it. Hud, back and
But I'm documenting.
not this.
Lily, do you know what they were fighting about? Lily, if you know, you have to tell me.
I'm not telling you.
I really should know. As the guy documenting this.
Are these really adults? I seriously can't tell. They all act like teenagers. The entire point of this whole party is to establish which characters have a thing for which characters, which does go into their motivations later on.
The camera and just, go around the party and film people wishing Rob good luck.
I don't know, man. That's a lot of
This is
responsibility,
important.
Jason. And then you have to do the whole
And
night.
Marlena's going to be here.
She is?
Oh, yes, she is. So you're going to take that,
hold
and
on.
you're going to talk to her.
I didn't say I would do it.
Just
All
try
right,
it
I'll
out.
do a few.
You can...
That's fine, but can we speed this up? Either that or at least write better dialogue. Either way, it's really clear that this was all done just to pad out the movie. Finally, after a grueling 20 minutes of nothing happening, the monster suddenly starts attacking the city. That's when that scene happens of Lady Liberty's head getting thrown through New York City. So now our hapless group of morons have to stumble around New York and escape with their lives. As much as I dislike this movie, there is quite a bit of good here. The scenery of the destroyed New York from ground level looks great. There's a part early on where the Brooklyn Bridge gets destroyed, and it definitely has that theme park feel to it, where everything's fast-paced, exciting, and in your face. And the monster looks really cool too. These are the fun parts of the movie, and actually, it's a blast to watch. There's also some really interesting lore with how the monster works, how people are affected, and what the government is doing about it. However, very little of it is ever explored or explained. Now, to be fair, that is part of the appeal of a faux found footage movie. It's fun for the audience to be kept just as in the dark as the characters. But if you're going to do that, then the movie needs to be really strong in other areas. And it's not. The moments of action are so brief that you can't rely on that for your entertainment. And while the backdrop and setting are really nice, they're a very small part of the whole picture. Most of the movie is just our heroes walking around and commentating on what they see. And I don't think any of it is really all that clever. I mean, the dialogue's just not good. Either they're commentating on what the audience is already seeing for themselves, or they're making bad jokes at a poor attempt to be funny. But it just comes off as being annoying.
Hey, do you guys remember a couple of years ago when that guy was lighting homeless people on fire in the subway?
Jesus, Hud.
What?
Maybe not the best topic for conversation down here.
Right. I just can't stop thinking how scary it would be if a flaming homeless guy came out of the dark right now. I'm just saying. Sorry.
What Cloverfield does do really well is set up this awesome universe. And apparently they've made 2 sequels so far, which I assume expands upon what they've started. That's great and all, but how does this first one stand on its own? It's just boring. I don't even have much to say because of how short the movie is and the fact that nothing happens. Like, what am I supposed to comment on? Oh, looters are stealing from a store. Oh, gruff military guy telling you to turn off the camera. Oh, wow, I've never seen any of this before. And there's nothing really wrong with playing on tired cliches, but if you're going to do that, you have to do it really well. And it's not here. They could have at least used their chosen perspective in more interesting ways. Like, there's a part where the characters have a pressing deadline to meet, and it would have been a neat feature if the audience could follow along with the current time. But no. The time code just mysteriously disappears early on in the movie. The one thing that could have at least helped make this movie unique, and they couldn't even do that. The movie's got a good setting, the general presentation like special effects and such are well done, but there's no story here. The characters are lame and nothing happens for extended periods. It's just such a nothing movie, and it feels like they didn't even try. Thanks for watching my review on Cloverfield.